Hello students, as in my previous videos I have discussed with you about the electric field, electric flux, and then we have discussed about the Gauss theorem and its application. Now in this video we will be discussing about a very uh, you can say the term you are very well aware of. This is electric potential. You must have done in class 10th also about the electric potential. So here in class 12 we will be studying somewhat in detail about the electric potential. First of all, what is electric potential? Electrostatic potential of a charged body represents the degree of electrification of the body, means how much electrified a body is, how much charge is contained by the body. And also in Ohm's law you must have done that current can flow through a conductor if there is a potential difference across the two ends of the conductor. So this is the same potential we are studying here now. It determines the direction of flow of charge between the two charged bodies placed in contact with each other. And charge always flows from a body at higher potential to another body at lower potential. You must be aware of this also. So the flow of charge stops as soon as the potentials of the two bodies become equal. So this was the general description about the electric potential. Now, how we can define it? You can see electrostatic potential at any point in a region of electrostatic field is the minimum work done in carrying a unit positive charge without acceleration from infinity to that point. This definition also you have done in class 10, but now we will also derive the expression for electrostatic potential due to a point charge, due to a group of charges, and due to a dipole and all. And also we will discuss about its applications. So see, electrostatic potential due to a point charge, if we are to calculate, we are having here a point charge that is plus q situated at O. And if at point P we are to calculate the electrostatic potential because of this charge, now you can see there are 2 points I have considered. One is A, one is B. They are separated by a distance dx. And you can see that as the charge is plus q we have considered, so electric line or electric field because of this charge is pointing outwards. So if we are to bring a unit positive charge from A to B, we will have to do some work. That will be the small amount of work done. After that, by putting the limits infinity to r, because we are to calculate the work done in moving the charge from infinity to r, so we will integrate that small amount of work done and we will get the expression for the electrostatic potential at point P. So plus q is the charge at O. To calculate the potential, we will calculate the amount of work done in carrying a unit positive charge from infinity to P. As OA is x, you can see in the figure, OA is x, the electrostatic force on the charge will be equal to, we can write it as E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught x square along OA produced. As I am considering the unit positive charge, so we can write F as E also. Small amount of work done in moving the unit positive charge from A to B we can calculate. Here AB we have taken as equal to dx. This is given by work done is force into displacement, as you all know. So it is equal to E dot dx. Now if we see the angle between the two, E and dx, the angle is 180 degree. So we will write here that E dx cos 180 degree, and as cos 180 is minus 1, so we will be having work done is equal to minus E dx. Total work done will be equal to integration of both the sides. So this is integration of dw, and here we are having minus E dx. The limits for this integration are infinity to r. So we will insert the value for E, that is q by 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx. So we can take out common minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, because all these terms are constant. And inside the integral we will be having x minus 2 dx. Integration of x minus 2 will be equal to minus 1 by x. So we are having 1 minus already, so minus minus will get plus. So we are having now q by 4 pi epsilon naught. In bracket, after putting the limits, we will be having 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. As you know that we put the upper limit minus then lower limit. So we will be having now W is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. And according to the definition of potential, work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to that point is termed as the potential. So this work done is equal to potential. When Q is positive, V is positive from the formula. When Q is negative, V will be negative. And also we can see from the formula that R is equal to infinity if then V is equal to Q by infinity, that is 0. So you can also see that because this potential is given by work done, so it is a scalar quantity and its unit is volt. After that, if we plot the potential with distance, and also we compare this graph with the variation of E with distance, then the shape of the curve is like this. As V is inversely proportional to R and E is inversely proportional to R square. Both the values, that is V as well as E, they are decreasing with distance, but the variation is slightly different because their dependence on R is different. After that, if we are to calculate the potential at a point due to the group of electric charges, then we are having the point of observation as P, and the charges are, you can see Q1 at a distance R1 from P, Q2 at R2, Q3 at R3, and Q4 R4, and so on. We are having the various charges situated at the different distances. So P is the point where electric potential is to be calculated. Potential at P due to charge Q1, as we have done, the formula is given by V1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1. Similarly, V2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2. And Vn, that is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by Rn. As I have already told you that potential is a scalar quantity. So we can have the total potential by adding all these values simply. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 up to Vn. So by inserting all the values, we will be having 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to Q by R1 plus Q2 by R2 plus Qn by Rn. So by putting the summation sign, we can write the result as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught summation. I varies from 1 to n Qi by Ri. So this is the formula we can use for calculating the total potential because of a group of charges. After that, if we are to calculate the electric potential at any point due to a dipole, you already know what it is. It is the small you can say group of charges. One is minus q, the other is plus q, separated by a very small distance, that is 2a. Now consider an electric dipole consisting of 2-point charges minus q and plus q separated by the distance 2a. P is a point where electric potential is to be found at a distance r from the center. Now from the figure you can see that P is at a distance R1 from minus Q charge and P is at a distance R2 from the plus Q charge. So here in the figure AP is equal to R1 and BP is equal to R2. Net potential at point P due to the dipole will be given by V is equal to V1 plus V2. So by putting the values for the potentials, we will be having 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by R1 plus minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R2. So taking Q by 4 pi epsilon naught common, we will be having 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. So if we take the LCM, we will be having Q by 4 pi epsilon naught inside the bracket. LCM will be equal to R1, R2, and we will be having R1 minus R2 in the numerator. Now, if the point P lies far away from the dipole, then from the figure we can see that R1 minus R2 can be taken as AB cos theta. Here theta is the angle of OP with the line AB. Then R1 minus R2 is equal to AB cos theta, that is 2A cos theta, and R1, R2 can be inserted as R square. So V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A cos theta by R square, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta by R square, as we know that the dipole moment P is given by product of any of the charges, means magnitude of any of the charges with 2A. So we can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P dot R vector divided by R cube, and where R is a vector and R cap is R vector divided by its magnitude. In terms of the R position vector, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P dot R cap divided by R square. Now the special case is when the point P lies on the axial line of the dipole, that is theta is equal to 0 or 180 degree. In that case, V is equal to what? If we put the value for theta equal to 0 or 180, either it will be 1 or minus 1. So this is plus minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. So it means potential has greatest positive or greatest negative value when the point P lies on the axial line of the dipole. When the point P lies on the equatorial line of the dipole, in that case theta is equal to 90 degree, V is equal to 0 because cos 90 is equal to 0. So the potential at any point on the equatorial line of the dipole is equal to 0. However, electric field at such points is non-zero. We have already calculated. Now I am giving you some numericals here which are based on the electric potential due to the point charge, group of charges and electric dipole. I have also given the answers in the along with the numericals, so you can try the questions and give your feedback.